Galnet News, your galaxy in focus. 10th of April, 3301. In today's news, Imperial Slavery seemingly here to stay. More clues on the Emperor's assassination attempt. Themiscrya avoids possible conflict with the Empire, and talks of renewing contracts with naval officer training facilities are in the works. In today's top story, Senator Torval went head-to-head with Ashland Duvall to prove once and for all that Imperial Slavery is here to stay. Ashland's Angels did the best they could to support the People's Princess, freeing an astonishing 1.5 million Imperial slaves in the span of just 1 week. Unfortunately for the Diva Duvall, the Imperial Slavers Association managed to acquire a staggering 2.4 million unregulated slaves in the same space of time. The unregulated slaves are currently undergoing an intensive ISA-certified retraining regime, the graduates of which are expected to go on sale from Lagerkvitz Gateway next weekend. From the Imperial Court, Princess Arissa has been making her presence felt by shining a light on the darker corners of the Empire. Thousands of criminals worth over 5 billion credits have been apprehended by commanders working on behalf of Arissa, although sadly, only a handful of them have been able to provide any clues as to who ordered the attack on the Emperor. The princess will announce what new information has come to light once her Imperial courtiers have finished with their current investigation. And in independent news, Senator Denton Petraeus issued notice 8 days ago of his intention to seek legal recourse over the Nationals of Themiscrya's failure to meet their financial obligations. The news sent waves of panic through the tiny independent system, with many residents choosing to flee rather than risk being turned into assets to appease the senator. However, reports coming from Ritchie Port indicate that a new debt agreement has been reached between Silver Universal plc and the Nationals of Themiscrya, effectively ending any imminent action from Senator Petraeus' legal team. It is believed that the new agreement only came about due to the efforts of several small dozen business owners, whose tireless efforts over the last week have seen Themiscrya enjoy a small period of economic boom. This in turn provided the funds needed for the Nationals of Themiscrya to pay off the principal on their debt. Though they have come to an agreement, Silver Universal plc, the senator's financial services subsidiary, has announced that from next week forward, it will be raising interest rates on all outstanding debts owed to the senator. And finally, on the federal front, Shadow President Hudson, accompanied by several of Admiral Vincent's closest aides, received a warm greeting when he visited the Hors system earlier today. The group met with Duke Sanders to discuss the possibility of extending the remit of Brightlight Training's federal contracts. Representing the gold standard in private training centers, Brightlight offers a variety of educational services to corporations throughout the Federation. With the recent failures in communication between the Commander-in-Chief and her advisors in the Federal Navy, it appears that Admiral Vincent has decided it is long past time for the Navy to update the way that its officers are trained. Sources within Brightlight Training Corporation are said to be very happy with the way the meeting went. No new contracts have been agreed between the two parties, but all reports indicate that Brightlight has begun ramping up its operations in preparation for an imminent services deployment. And, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to leave you all today with a public service announcement. When purchasing a brand new ship, it is indeed exhilarating, but please, for your own happiness and sanity, make sure you are able to afford the insurance cost of your ship. There is little more disappointing and depressing than losing an expensive ship you worked hard for weeks, if not months, to obtain, all because you missed the airlock by 2 seconds. That's the Galnet News for today. This has been Chip Washington. Tune in next time to keep your galaxy in focus.